सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तं वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Be very clear, whenever you prepare for future, you judge your capacity based on your past performance. But future is possibility to go beyond your past performance, not just to reproduce your past performance. When you do not trust you can do something more than what you have done in your past, you prepare your story, go there and enact and come back. You never allow growth to happen in your being. You never allow intelligence to happen to your being. You are clear how much you can do even before entering into the future. If you see in your life, years after years you will be struggling with one problem just because you do not trust future is something more than past. In future, there is a more possibility than what you had in the past. You never trust that. You always play very safe, secure game by bringing your past again and again and again, creating a story and enacting again and again the same story into the future. I tell people in our ashram, at least do new mistakes. It's okay. But we don't even have that much of intelligence to do new mistakes. All your mistakes, if you try to analyze and put in one line, it will all be practically same thing. Maybe the quantity is little more or little less. Otherwise, the attitude and the quality will be the same. We don't have intelligence even to do new mistakes. Even to do new mistakes means you are constantly carrying weight, the weight of the past. Shiva says, when on a bed or a seat, let yourself become weightless beyond mind. Bindum shikante ritaye layante dhyayato layaha. He says, just be dot, a dot which has disappeared, the small dust atom which has disappeared, which doesn't exist, weightless. Damantat shobha sambhuta sukshmagni tilakakritim bindum shikante hritaye layante dhyayato layaha. Beautiful sutra. I am just trying to repeat the sutra so that let all dimensions of this aphorism be explained to you. Even if I missed one or two dimensions, I wanted to bring it back again. I want to tell you. One more thing, your body is matter. Your presence is energy. Your presence is purely weightless. When your presence leaves your body, the body becomes more heavy. Your body becomes heavy. Let you be clear, the presence and the weight both are completely opposite to each other. And one more thing, this meditation can help you tremendously in the problem of obesity and overeating. You constantly eat too much, Because some way you do not have your presence inside you. The matter attracts more matter, material attracts more material, weight attracts more weight. Even in the physics, mass attracts the mass. Why do you think the planet Earth has got gravity force? Mass attracts mass. If you don't have your presence in your body, you are just a mass, nothing but a mass, matter. It attracts more matter. You may fill yourself, but you won't feel fulfilled. With presence, if you eat, even with little, even with less quantity, you will feel fulfilled. Be very clear, filling is different, feeling fulfilled is different. Filling is totally different, feeling fulfilled is totally different. I request all of you, if any of you have obesity problem or overeating problem, means everybody, do this simple technique just for 5 minutes. It's not a big thing. You don't need to do this technique whole day actually. It is a very simple, very beautiful technique. Today we will practice this technique. Before eating, but before eating anything, that is the problem now. Because we don't eat once or twice a day. There is no difference between cows and us. Cows, wherever they see something which can be eaten, immediately they will open their mouth. Human beings also become like that. No time. Even while walking and driving in this country, I saw even when they are driving, they are eating. Because that kind of food is available. And if you don't have time to eat, and then just have a Coca-Cola, that glass, that bottle, Coke bottle. Coke bottle you don't have to hold actually. You can use one hand and put on that steering and drive and drink. Constantly something is going into the body. Constantly the matter is attracting the matter. The material is, mass is attracting the mass. Before eating anything, try to do this meditation, but don't do it in your car. At least before morning breakfast, noon lunch, and night dinner, and evening snacks, and between coffees, and little tea, and Coke in the car, burger in the bus, anywhere. I don't know what else goes inside. Oh God. And I saw the size of the food. Oh God. And you eating is somebody's business means naturally you will be made to eat. One guy goes to the psychiatrist and says, "Sir, I have too many problems." Immediately psychiatrist says, "Don't bother, everybody has got problem, even I have problem. Please sit, let's sort it out." This guy will sort it out. 3 sessions, I'll charge you $100. Let's start. This guy says, 3 sessions, $100 will solve your problems. But tell me something to solve my problem. Tell me something to solve my problem. Be very clear. So much of advertisement for food, because you eating is somebody's business. It is dangerous. It is dangerous. Constantly, without even your knowledge, without even your consciousness, so much of advertisement for the food. You start meditating on food. Eating becomes a religion. You start meditating on food. Continuously you are meditating on food. And the quantity is served also. Naturally, when you buy it, what will you do? How can you waste it? I tell you, if you throw the food in the dustbin, only food will be wasted. If you dump it in your stomach, the system also will be wasted. Never feel that you are wasting food. The moment you feel enough, just throw it in the dustbin. Only food will be wasted. If you put it inside, system also will be wasted. Food you can buy, system you can't buy once more. You can't buy once more. At least before eating, just do this simple technique, very simple but powerful technique to connect yourself again with your weightlessness. Whenever you are in ecstasy, you are in joy, you can always feel you are weightless. You are light. You always say, I feel like flying. I feel like flying. I just saw an article. A lady in Bolivia, she is able to fly 4 feet when she is in meditation. And around the world, hundreds of these yogic flyers are showing. But of course, they are not able to fly when they are not in meditation. Only when they are in meditation, they are able to fly. The reason is you become weightless. And whenever you become weightless, you enter into meditation. I myself have seen personally, when I was 5-year-old boy, one great yogi, Raghupati Yogi, his name is Raghupati Yogi. He lived in Thiruvannamalai, my native place, Arunachala. There, he used to teach yoga and meditation, all those things. If you see in my biography, it will be written, my first photograph at the age of 9 is taken by him only. He only took that photograph. In India, photographing is not very popular. In those days, especially 10, 20 years ago and all, photography was not popular. It will be black and white photograph, because those days color photography was not available in a common way for everybody. In big cities, 1 or 2 studios may have it, but in villages, only the black and white. That's why you will see that only black and white photograph will be there at the age of 9. And it's not common to go and have photograph and all. And it is a very rare thing, and you have to spend a lot. In those days, just for that one photograph, 100 rupees has to be spent. 100 rupees is a big money in India, and especially at 20 years ago. Now I am 29. When I was 9, 100 rupees is a big money. Photography means actually when you get married, maximum they may take 2 photographs, before and after. AM and BM. Anyhow, and that much only. It's not a common thing. And he photographed me. And I was surprised, and it's a big fun also. You being photographed is a big thing in those days, especially village. Village means, when I was living in my village, only 3 automobile vehicles will enter into the village per day. Whole day only 3 vehicles will enter. Morning 1 bus, evening 1 bus, noon time 1 bus. If morning bus comes, we all know that we should go to the school, because the whole village is 4 street. We will run to the school. Noon time bus means we will come away from school. And usually people don't wear watches and all. Watch and clock, all those things are not common. And evening, noon time bus means we will come back from school. Evening bus means school is over. That's all we know. And the bus, that conductor also knows when he enters the village, he has to honk, because the school teachers will know the time. That is the way schools will run. When he enters the village, he will be honking. And he has to honk because people will be playing in the road. You can't think it is a road and all. Kids will be playing in the road, and not only playing 1, 2, 3, everything will be in the road only. 1 or 2 or 3, everything will be in the road only. So he has to come, and that kind of village. And in that kind of village, photographing is too big thing. I asked him, why are you photographing? Why are you spending so much of money? 100 rupees, something like that. 2-3 months, a person, if he works, he will make that 100 rupees. 2-3 months. If he works, he will make that money. He told me, you don't know now the importance. the future will thank me just for this photograph. And he wrote that behind that photograph. Still that is there in the ashram. He wrote that in that photograph, future will thank me for this expenditure. And the whole future, the humanity will celebrate this photo. I know, that is why I am taking, I am spending. And this yogi used to fly. I have seen with my own eyes he flying. When he sits in the meditation, and he will close his eyes, and like a iron rope, the copper wire, he will tie that copper wire in the anahata region, in the chest region, so that he can hold the breath, prana. He will tightly tie it. He will just take a deep breath and tie it. The moment he ties and relaxes, so much of air inside, just his body will start floating. It will levitate. Once he levitates, he will relax it. Means it's like a taking off. Then he will be there in the same space. Then after he will remove that wire and he will be there in the same space. He will just be there. And he will just be there for hours together, like floating in the water. He will be floating on the air. And he will tell all the small kids to go under him and come out to see whether anything is there. And we will go below him and under him and come out to see anything is there or not. And naturally, you will be shocked when you see somebody floating. It is based on this technique. It is based on this technique. When you enter into meditative state, you become weightless. When you are weightless, you enter into the meditative state. You enter into the meditative state. When you master this technique, you can start floating. Forget about floating or walking on the air. Do this meditation, at least you will walk on the planet Earth properly. We don't have to bother about floating in the air. Let's learn at least how to walk on the planet Earth properly. How to walk on the earth in a peaceful, blissful way. For that itself, this meditation can help us. You don't have to constantly think, when will I start flying, when will I start flying? There is no need. At least learn how to walk beautifully on the planet Earth. Shiva says, just become weightless and go beyond mind. All your weight is nothing but not being aware, whether it is physical heaviness or mental heaviness. Be very clear. There are two kinds of heaviness. Physical heaviness is sickness, feeling heavy, painful, strong, irritation all over the body. This is a physical heaviness. Mental heaviness. In your mind, if you are feeling heavy, that's again one more weight. Give your awareness, attention to all the parts of your being wherever you feel heavy, whether it is body and mind. Give your presence. You will suddenly become weightless. When you are weightless, you will enter into the space of enlightenment. That is why not only in Vedic culture, all over the world, in all spiritual traditions, angels are always portrayed or described as flying people. Always, all angels are described as if they are flying, They are above the earth, means weightless beings, fully aware. The more you become aware, the more you become weightless. Your presence is weightlessness. If you are feeling heavy, you are absent. Wherever you are feeling heavy, physically or mentally, you are absent in that spot. If you are feeling light, weightless, you are present. Your presence is active in that spot. understand this one key, then we will enter into the great meditation by Shiva. Before entering into the meditation, let this sutra be clearly understood by you. Let me repeat once more. Daman Tatshobha Sambhutha Sukshmagnitilakakritim Bindum Shikante Hritaye Layante Dhyayato Laya. Daman Tatshobha Sambuddha Sukshmagnitilakakritim Bindum Shikante Hritaye Layante Dhyayato Laya. Kids have no ego. That is why when they fall with the same pressure from the same height, if you fall, you will break your bones, you will hurt yourself. But kids won't hurt themselves. You can see in your life. The same height, same pressure. If you fall, you will hurt yourself. Kids won't hurt themselves because they have nobody to hit the planet Earth. They just fall like a flower. When a heavy thing falls on the earth, it will break itself or it will crush itself, it will damage itself. When a flower falls on the earth, neither the earth will be damaged nor the flower. Kids are like flowers. When they fall, they don't hurt themselves. Let yourself become weightless beyond mind. Actually, if you learn this simple thing, you can sit for hours together without feeling heaviness in you. Sometimes you may not physically feel, you will start mentally feeling the irritation. Without feeling the both, you will be able to sit forever, for a quite long time. You will be just weightless even after your fights. Even after your arguments, you will be just weightless. You will have so much of energy, you will be just weightless. Now, it's a beautiful sutra. But even now I don't feel I have given the complete truth explained by the sutra because it has got so many different meanings. Wish I could speak in Sanskrit or wish you could understand in Sanskrit. But it is not possible. The language is not used by common man because the language is too poetic. He says, Layante Dhyayato Layaha. The way in which this grammar is, these words are created, it says, when you become weightless, you go beyond mind. When you go beyond mind, you become weightless. Weightlessness is the path and the goal for going beyond the mind. So many meanings can be derived, just this one line, Layante Dhyayato Layaha. One more important thing, your body is made out of memories. If you are emotionally attached to some memory, if you are connected to some memory, if you are caught by some memory, that part of your body will feel heavy. Your body related to that memory or that memory, the part of your body which is directly connected to that memory will start feeling the heaviness. If you sit in your office and just remember your boss without doing any work also, you will have shoulder pain. Just for 10 minutes, can't meditate on him. You will have shoulder pain. Because the memories related to stress are awakened. Those memories are directly connected to shoulder. You will have shoulder pain. You will have shoulder pain. Constantly, when you attach yourself to some emotionally when you attach yourself to some memory, part of the body which is related to that memory will start having pain, will start feeling heavy, will start feeling the weight. Now Shiva says how to become weightless and how to enter into the space beyond mind, beyond memories. It's not that you will lose your memory, you will not have emotional attachment to it, you will be able to handle it in a much better way.